Hi, Matt Whalen here with the first episode of Old Farts Talkin' Tech for 2026. Today we're going to be talking to one of the original Old Fart techies, Ken Kadlec. Ken and I have been collaborating on various engineering projects during the past 20 years, and we've seen our share of successes and failures. He recently attended the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, an annual event that showcases the latest products and trends in electronics from around the world. Join us as we discuss what's new in electronics and a whole bunch of other stuff as two old farts talk tech.
You there?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, as much as I can be for an old guy.
Well, welcome to Old Farts Talking Tech. Oh, we had a little rat problem like right around Thanksgiving last year.
Hmm.
I've modified a GoPro camera, so it's a critter cam.
Okay.
Basically, I built a box that has like infrared LEDs, and I took the original lens off the GoPro and put a lens without the IR filter on, without the IR blocking filter on it. So with a combination of, and I have a battery connected to it, with a combination of the IR LEDs and the fact that you can see IR now, this thing basically works all night. And I was doing like a 10-second time lapse. So every 10 seconds it would take a picture.
Okay. But it's not actually doing any looking like a security camera would be, kind of like looking for motion in certain zones or anything.
No, but funny you mention that. I just today set up that's my latest Arduino project. So I got a little PIR module, connected it to an Arduino and to a GoPro. So now when it detects motion, it triggers the GoPro to take a picture.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, and that was actually pretty simple. I mean, it's a real simple circuit. Um,
So you're using what are you using to detect, to trigger it? You say that
I'm using a um, what do they call them? Like a
power electric body heat thing?
no, it's oh crap. It's an isolate opto isolator. There we go.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, the output from the Arduino, once the PIR senses motion, sends a signal to an output port. The output triggers the opto isolator, and that basically triggers the camera.
But it's the power electric that actually is seeing. It's the
Yeah,
body heat. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right.
It's body heat. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
So you got your microscope there. I got my microscope. I don't know if it's see the same.
There we go.
There you
Nice.
go.
Got to do it.
Nerds
Got to
got to
do it.
have the eyes aren't getting better and the parts are getting smaller.
Oh God, I know, I know. And uh, so another tech thing. Um, so we went to solar, right? We
Yeah.
got solar panels and stuff. It's like a 2-year-old system. So I don't know if the rain caused this, or maybe it happened even before the rain started. But I noticed that the output from the panels has dropped significantly.
Hmm.
And it's like, okay, what the hell's going on? You know,
Is it dirty?
no, no. So I did some
You think they would
checking.
have cleaned. You would think the rain would have cleaned them.
Yeah, exactly. So did some checking, and I've got an app that basically lets me dial into what's going in from the panels. Where is it getting directed? Is it charging the battery? Is it going to the grid? Is it powering the house? And what I noticed is that the thing is just intermittently completely crapping out. Like, and usually around noon when the sun is bright. So it's like, okay, what the hell's going on? So I called the installer, which was a real pain in the ass. It's taken him almost two
Not,
weeks to
it's,
get
it's
here.
not Sunrun, is it?
No, no, but might as well be.
Wow.
Um, so the guy finally showed up today, started looking at it, pulled the front off of the controller, and I mean it's a kind of complicated board. he told me that it's got a processor and a couple of DSPs, and it's also got like a daughter board that ties into Wi-Fi. So it's got all the standard stuff, but it is a fairly complicated looking thing. Um, so he was poking around. He actually did a firmware upgrade, which I wish I could have done. Because
Yeah,
I know how to do that shit.
I should hope so.
So
How many times have you done firmware
I know,
download?
I know. So
Load stuff. Yeah.
um, so he said, "Look, I'm going to leave the cover off this thing." And one thing I noticed is that whoever designed this thing, they have a nice cooling fan inside, but there's no like air inlet or outlet.
Just mixes it.
Yeah. So, and that's one thing I've been noticing is that, it gets up to like the maximum amount of production, something like, I don't know, 5 kilowatts. And that's when it craps out. And that's probably when it's generating the most heat too. So, I've been running the thing without the cover on, working like a champ.
So is this extra? Is this outside that it needs to be enclosed, like it's for
No,
weather? Or?
it's inside the garage.
Oh, okay. So you can leave it open. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's got a humongous aluminum heatsink on the back of it. I mean, it's like this big.
Aren't you in the garage now?
Yeah,
I was gonna
yeah,
say, looks like a garage behind you, garage
it
door
is. It
behind you.
is. So I don't know. I have a feeling what's been going on is that this thing has been overheating for a while, and when components start overheating on and off and constantly, there goes their lifetime.
Yeah, especially electrolytics.
Yeah,
Electrolytics coming out. I've noticed. I went to when Wendy gets she's going to all these meetings with all these vendors, right? She didn't
yeah.
get a chance to walk around and see us. We were there from for every day, and she didn't even get a chance to walk around. She's got meetings with all these vendors,
Wow.
they want to sell her, because now she's with Stellantis and the car company
Yeah.
and for TI, and I'm like, they have reference designs there, right? And I'm saying, oh, this is a reference design for automotive, and I like, yeah, electrolytics in there. I said, this is going to dry out in 10 years,
Yep.
and the thing's going to crap out. Maybe you want that. Maybe you, maybe you
That's right. Planned obsolescence.
and they go, well, our reference designs, we just suggest that we're not backing it, or we're not like, I'm just saying this is the,
Yeah.
I even saw a YouTube video with a guy, this Lexus guy, this guy called Car Care Nut. He does a lot of Toyota. He's like a Middle Eastern guy, but he does a lot of Toyota and Lexus
Yeah.
repair. And he was doing a repair on this old, like 1993 Lexus, right? And he tore the ECU with a controller, right? He opened it up. At that time, it wasn't potted. You can open it up.
Yeah.
And he went in there and he found the problem was a bad electrolytic cap. He
Sure.
replaced the electrolytic and it worked. I
Wow.
mean, I've been doing that on old plasma TVs or old TVs,
Right.
that just replace the electrolytics. You see them bulging; they get a little bulge on them, and
Yeah. And
and you just
I
for
mean, PC
$5 you get a bunch of them.
motherboards, same deal, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So anyway,
Yeah. So
yeah.
unfortunately, it looks like if this is the case, we're probably going to have to get a new controller, which is going to be a pain I mean, we won't have to pay for it because the system's only 2 years old
Under
and
warranty.
it's got a 12-year warranty. But what a pain, you know?
Now, your house has a good angle though for it's on the
Yes.
back. Yeah, I mean, as far as my house doesn't. My house
Oh,
doesn't have a great angle. And I have, my neighbor, the side of the house that's over there. My
yeah.
neighbor's got trees.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
and because my house faces southeast, and you want to really be on the
Yeah.
southwest,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially with here where you get marine layer, I get marine layer. You actually are
Yep.
going to get more late in the day. I
Sure.
mean, you're not going to get much energy in the morning. So So I really don't have a good facing slope, and
Yeah.
I'm also uh, I worry about people poking holes in my roof. You
Oh,
know, my
yeah.
neighbor, what?
Yeah. I see what you mean.
You know, just my neighbor. He just was going to put on a new roof. He started a month or so ago, and he had to take off his solar panels. He's had solar power panels. He goes, I've had them like one of the first adopters where I
Oh,
still am grandfathered in, where I don't pay more than 17 cents a kilowatt hour, and they rebate me 12 cents a kilowatt hour
nice.
because I've asked, this is the original program. He's been
Yeah. Yeah.
grandfathered, so they haven't reduced his rebate more portion. But anyway, so he had him take off the solar panels to put a new roof on. So one company came and took off the solar panels, and then the roofing people. Well, in the intermittent in there, apparently we had the big rains, and now
Oh,
he had four major leaks, and he's got like mold now. He's got
oh
all it
man.
came in through his drywall. He's doing these moisture tests, and anyway,
Wow. What a
that's
pain.
not that just happened to he just did a waited for a long time to do
Well, I
that.
mean that's the thing. When we got ours, we were redoing the roof anyway.
Yeah,
So, that was a perfect time to get it done.
new roofing,
Yeah.
roofing material.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So,
anyway,
yeah.
that's it's nothing's easy.
No, to be continued on this one. A big topic that we need to discuss is AI and data centers, because I'm sure you heard that like data centers now are turning into the biggest electricity drain in the
Oh
country.
yeah. But have you heard of Terra Power?
No.
Terra Power is a company that Bill Gates is funding. He's
Okay.
actually he's actually building a nuclear power plant in Wyoming, a test site.
Wow.
I guess I don't know if it used to be like a conventional coal or gas location. So
Yeah.
that's why he's doing this, because obviously the rest of the infrastructure is hooked up. But there's who is it that I was reading where some, I don't know if it's Nvidia or one of those guys, AI guys are building three nuclear power plants just to provide power for their data
Data
centers.
centers. Yeah.
I don't know if it's
Yeah.
in my Amazon or whatever. Uh,
Oh, it's
anyway,
sick. I mean, I read an article not too long ago that said the amount of electricity that a typical data center uses in a year is equivalent to what the city of Pittsburgh uses.
huh?
And, the forecast, if AI keeps growing the way it is, they're talking about, maybe 60 to 100 new data centers.
Yeah.
So, do the math. You got to get the electricity from somewhere.
And people don't want to do any more fossil fuel,
Right.
and obviously it's things are intermittent as far as wind and solar,
So,
and as far as electric, we have this electric vehicle now, and we've been going back and forth to Arizona. We went to Vegas and back.
yeah.
um, it's not ready for prime time.
A full charge is like 3 hours.
Well, see, we charge up fully here, right, before we
Yeah.
leave,
Yeah.
100%. Now, it says it's 250 miles, okay,
Yeah.
range. Now, here's the thing: when you look at to go to Arizona, for example,
Yeah.
there's if there was a charging level three, you have to go level three, right? You don't want to go level two because it'll take 6 7 hours. I mean,
Right.
so you have to go level three, and there between Palm Springs and the border, Blythe, which is basically the Colorado River.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between there. Okay,
Yeah.
it's dead. It's dead, right? So we're not able to make. If there was something in between there, we could go to that place and just do one charge and get to Arizona.
CES.
One of the things, as far as me personally, one of the things I like was the exoskeleton stuff.
Huh.
Okay, they have things that attach to your legs, like
Yeah.
specific. There's hyper. What was it called? Hyper shell, and there's DNSIS Z1. This is something that you attach to your legs,
Yeah.
and the idea is that it not only it has motors, but so it helps you walk. It
Yeah.
also takes it takes loads off your knee. Like I have bad knees, so it actually transfers the weight around your knees, like they say 200%, and unloads your legs.
Wow.
Okay, and also when you're going downhill, it regenerates. Okay,
Wow.
okay, so it regenerates your, the energy.
Yeah.
It's like the ones. It's like you could put it in a mode where it's like I want to just sit, and you don't have a chair. It actually the
Huh.
mechanism locks up, and you just sit there. It's like
Damn.
you know it's like, okay, there's a chair.
So it's like a portable chair.
Yeah, like a portable chair. I mean, obviously it locks up the joint there, and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
might be interesting to have something like that. And yeah, it also exoskeletons where it helps you like above head, like using stuff to put stuff above you. Let's
Oh
say you
yeah.
have a job where you have to lift stuff, and it attaches to your arms, and it
Yeah.
basically amplifies. I mean, kind of like, what was it, Alien? Where they actually
So
had that.
speaking of that, did you see that Atlas robot from Boston Dynamics?
It's not 100% for prime time. There are some issues with it. You know, uh, Maybe what you saw was not. I mean, all of a sudden it fell or whatever. I'd be afraid going around those things because they kind of go nutso
Oh
sometimes.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's one YouTube video that shows it doing a backflip,
Yeah,
and
no.
it almost sticks it. I mean, right at the end, you can see it just about loses its balance, and it's like flailing its arms and legs to stand upright again. So yeah, if you're within a couple feet of it, it'll probably knock you over.
Well, there's one. I don't know if it's an AI one. It's a video. It shows this guy, and he had these sensors on him, and he was like standing next to another robot,
Yeah,
and he whatever he did, this robot did, right?
yeah,
Obviously there's a little bit of a lag, right? I mean, but so anyway, so he's doing these things like karate kicks and stuff.
yep.
Now, I don't know if this was AI. All of a sudden he does this karate kick, and he's kind of near the robot, and the robot kicks him in the balls. Okay. And you see the guy go down like this, and then you see the robot go down like this.
Nice.
Like the robot was sympathizing. Oh, I'm sorry, I do it.
But
At
I'm
least,
just copying what you're doing. So yeah. Well,
but it's amazing. Some of them, like all of a sudden, what's freaky is, they look like humanoid type things, but all of a
right.
sudden the whole upper thing will turn like 180 or
Yeah.
360, and that
Yeah.
just kind of it looks like close like a human, and all of a sudden it does something like,
Oh, it twists its torso like 180 degrees.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, and that's to me that's an interesting kind of scary thing about AI because basically, a guy wearing a suit that is giving the information to the robot. The robot's taking that information, saying, "Okay, this is the end result that I'm looking for. I want to be able to lift something. I want to be able to lift my leg or kick or something like that." But it's using AI to figure out the most efficient way for it to do it
Hmm.
rather than just mimicking what a human does. It says, okay, there's probably a better way given the way that I'm constructed
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
can do this.
yeah.
And,
No.
and that's really what AI is all about. So
Hmm.
it's going to be really interesting when those things start to hit like mass adoption. It's going to be really interesting.
Well, I mean, Tesla is supposed to be coming out, right? Musk is supposed to coming out
Yeah,
with his,
yeah.
right? And I think, what is it, like 20 grand? I forget, what is 10 grand or something? What was it? Do you remember?
Oh, I haven't heard the price.
It's like, that might be a fun little toy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But they have a lot of robots there, like, I would say super Roombas. I mean, and pretty smart Roombas. I mean, stuff that can kind of go up steps, like,
Wow.
I
Yeah,
mean, before I was just, they wouldn't go down a step, but these are
right.
pretty
Well,
sophisticated. This was a kind of a cool thing. This is like a person. It's called a jet bike.
huh.
You see it?
Yeah,
It's a person sits in there. It's,
right.
like they didn't demo it there, but they had a video. Of course, they had like an 85-pound woman in there
Ah,
flying it.
okay.
They didn't have a offensive lineman.
So,
That would that was pretty cool.
So that's like a super drone kind of thing.
Well, you're supposed to fly it. You actually fly. You
Yeah, I
actually
know,
sit.
but I mean, so it's
Yeah,
got like multiple propellers.
yeah. It has these, these you can see on the side there,
Yeah.
on the thing. They have these turbines, or what you want to call it. It must be like 30 turbines, like about the size of a 6 inches in diameter. I don't know if you can
Wow.
see it.
Huh.
Anyway, that was kind of cool. We
Yeah.
call it jet.
No fun.
Then they had a bunch of these. They had a bunch of this at the atomic thing. A bunch of these Geiger counters. I got one of them. I actually picked up one at a garage sale once.
I remember that. Now,
Yeah,
does it actually work?
mine.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is I have nothing to test it on.
Come on down to
I,
San Onofre.
yeah, I have nothing to test it on. They have a little on the side. There's supposed to be this little sample thing on the
Yeah.
side of the thing.
Yeah.
Lightly, but it didn't trigger it. But I don't know if what's the half life on that thing. Is that because this thing was built in the '60s?
Yeah.
You know,
No, I
it
mean
actually
that's. I've been tempted to get a
it
Geiger
actually
counter and go
it looks
by
like
San
that one.
Onofre.
It actually looks like that. Mine looks
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
The standard,
I
there's
mean,
actually it's actually made in Cleveland. The building that was made in was this dilapidated building. I worked right across the street from it. It's like, well, that was where they were, right across the
wow.
street.
Wow.
This was the '60s. Yeah, but
And
he'll
one
just
last
he'll just
question for you. Why and how did you get into engineering?
why and how did I get into engineering? One of the things that part of it is there's a certain amount that's in the DNA,
Right.
defective or whatever you want to call it. Uh, uh, is I remember in high school, I was really good in physics, really good in math. I went and I was into airplanes at the time. I was
Huh.
into um aeronautical stuff. So when I went into school into Case, I we wanted to go aeronautical engineering. That was the
Right.
first thing I wanted to do. And so I went, and this was the first year. You're just taking core stuff. You're not
Yeah.
taking any electronics, anything. Just math, physics kind of stuff. And I just remember that time, early '70s, all the aerospace stuff was, Apollo was going
Oh yeah.
down. All the aerospace stuff was going down. All the because the Vietnam was ending, so
Right.
no one was hiring. Everybody's laying off,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All the Boeing and all these stuff. They're canceling the supersonic. What is they were doing that supersonic jet that Boeing was doing. Whatever, they canceled that. So it's like, geez, I better pivot here. I better think of something. So I was thinking, like, what can I do? Ideally, I wanted to do something I could do in my house.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And at that time, I did, was doing programming, but it was like the computer was the
Oh.
size of a room. You
Yeah.
had the card reader, the printout, you
Yep.
had cards, the stupid cards you had to put in.
Yep.
It's like, oh, this is not something you could do. And it's like, yeah, if I could have thought, okay, software, it's like, yeah, you can. But I thought, I think all I need I need a scope and a power supply, and some
Okay.
other little equipment. I could do this in my house. I could.
Ah.
So my goal was that was the thing. I wanted to work at home. I wanted to work out of my
Interesting.
house.
Yeah.
Uh, and okay, chemical engineering. That's you can't.
That could be bad.
You know, civil engineering. You're building bridges it's like, okay, that's not gonna. And then it was like mechanical engineering. I used to work in machine shops, but it's like
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
have. But it's like, like I said, knowing that computer engineering it evolved to just have a laptop. I mean, you can't get any smaller than doing computer engineering.
Right.
But as far as that was the thing, and have a well, I can do that in a room, right? And here I
Yeah.
got a scope. I have scope. I have power supplies. I got the waveform generator. It's like this is it. I've reached
Yeah.
what this is where
Well, and not only that, but I mean, this was around the time that this was at the dawn of the age of ICs,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
mean, like in the mid 70s, that's when like the what is it, the 555 timer showed up.
Well, I have the old TI orange Logic data book.
Oh
I
yeah.
still have, and it has inside there has my dorm address. I
Wow.
mean, it's still, and you can see the pages that I used a lot. Kind of,
Yep.
afraid, if you want to call it that, and also just knowing that there was, to me, it just seemed there was a huge growth. There was a this is the potential for this to take off,
Yeah.
to be employed, to electronics to be,
Yeah.
and I started taking electronics classes, and I seem to get it.
Right.
It just came to me. It's like, Cal always says, how do you deal with that mentally? And I'm like, because he's a mechanical engineer and optical. It's like, oh, you can touch and kind of feel it.
Right.
This obviously electronics is more esoteric.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and so I just, it was like, oh, I got it. It's like this came easy to me, and so that was, like I said, a part of it was just to be able to work out. And like the last thing, I've been working out of my house since 2003, since I turned 50.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Consulting, yeah, you go to different places, but this was
Right.
always kind of the goal.
Well, and
And
that's the thing with electronics like this, you can actually solve a problem in your house.
yeah,
So
yeah,
somebody poses a design problem, and you can solve that in your house and bring it to them.
and build it,
Yeah.
and so that was kind of the elegance what gravitated to that.
Yeah.
Uh, I have a brother who's 2 years older than me, also went to Case, who was also a double E. Okay.
Okay.
He is a double E. And at the time it's like, geez, I independent of him, it's like, I want to be a double E. And I felt like people are going to say, oh, you're going to be double E because your brother, and it had nothing to do. If anything, I didn't want to do what my brother did.
Right.
He was like, it's like, I ran into a guy at a Brownsbacker bar once. I go, where are you from? I'm from Huntington Beach. And he's a Brownsbacker, right?
Yeah.
They go, why are you a Brownsbacker? Because when I was growing up, my brother liked the yellow and black team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that was the arch enemy. It's like, so he just wanted to do exactly what his brother was
That's
doing.
right. Whatever you like, I don't like.
Exactly. I don't know if you had that growing
Oh
up for your
yes. Oh yes. Well, I mean, similar. I had an older brother who was a mechanical engineer,
Uh-huh.
and I said, that's boring. I want to do
Yeah.
something else. So I
Yeah.
mean, I got into electronics kind of through the back door because I started off in physics.
Uh-huh.
And it wasn't until I was working at Bell Labs for a while. I was mostly hired at Bell Labs to do optical stuff, optical
Uh-huh.
measurements and things like that.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where we said, well, we're building all these circuits for like optical fiber measurements.
Mhm.
We need somebody to do it. And I volunteered. And, I mean, I started off wire wrapping discrete
Oh, yeah.
ICs.
Yeah.
But, you learn from that and you say, oh, so if I put these together like this, I can do some amazing shit.
Yeah. No. And I did, I also, like, people say, as far as projecting the internet. Well, we all, that was kind of all this kind of projecting, or the cell phone type thing. That was kind of obvious to us,
Yeah. Yeah.
bullshitting with all my buddies. It's like, yeah, that as
Right.
this integration goes more and more and more, you're going
Right.
to be able to do more and more powerful stuff. But what I look at what's available now with tools, the tools that we have as far as design tools and getting PC, which was like, that was, I feel like back then it was like someone told you to build a house with a screwdriver and a
I
wrench,
know. I know.
hammer and a screwdriver. And now, compared to what you have, the power you can do nowadays.
Many thanks to Ken Kadlec for joining me on Old Farts Talking Tech. In coming episodes, I hope to enlist more of my old fart colleagues to share their stories and insights from careers in science and engineering that have helped build the tech world of today. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.